Welcome back to my channel. If you are here for the first time, welcome. Please make sure you click the subscribe button so you can see all the material that I'm doing, all the videos that I'm sharing on this channel. So I have been a little bit under the weather. I apologize if you hear it in my voice, but I'm back. I'm going to continue doing videos for you that I know you want to see and you want the information about. Um, so, we're going to talk about PPP loans. And most of you know what PPP loans are. The PPP loans are the loans that was given to or offered to business owners because of the pandemic situation and the way businesses were losing money. It was an incentive for businesses to get back on their feet. But some people took the PPP loans fraudulently and unnecessarily just to get the money, and not because they were you know qualifiable, just because they wanted to use the money. So people took thousands and thousands of dollars, and I've even talked about different stories and different cases of the PPP loan that I've seen. People got really greedy, and at this time, I am in the financial business. A lot of people were asking, to do PPP loans, and I seen that there was a lot of shady people out there as well that just wanted to get over and get this money and basically do it fraudulently, which is a no-no. So these people, believe it or not, are still getting caught to this day. They are still getting caught for these loans. They may have thought that it was going to easily be let go or not traceable, or somehow they were going to get rid of this loan. Like people, they brought cars, they brought homes, they brought clothing, fancy clothing, designer jewelry, um, everything, things that, just to say that I guess they had it, or they had more than someone else. But it's catching up with them, like I said, because they are still getting caught for these loans. So let's take a look, because there was a recent case about a week ago where a woman was caught also doing the PPP loan scam fraudulently.
At sentencing on Friday in this Fort Worth, Texas courthouse, Stephanie Hawkridge was emotional, her voice shaking as she told the court she was truly sorry. But at the same time, she did not take full responsibility for the PPP loan fraud conspiracy that she was convicted of. Inside the Fort Worth federal courtroom, the judge characterized Stephanie Hawkridge as a leader in the conspiracy, saying that she capitalized on the generosity of the government and committed a serious crime in the midst of a national pandemic. He sentenced her to 10 years in prison.
He talked about her character and how he viewed this as a single misstep in her life.
Hawkridge was convicted of conspiracy to commit wire fraud in June. Back in 2020, she and her husband were co-founders of Blue Acorn, which processed applications for Paycheck Protection Program loans during the COVID-19 pandemic.
It was a crazy time, and there was like very little guidance. I don't know. I just am like, I don't think people understand how chaotic everything was in that moment.
In court Friday, Hawkridge said she wanted people to get PPP loans, and she lost perspective at times, and she was too trusting of her own husband, Nathan Rice, saying that blind spot cost me dearly. Prosecutors said she is culpable, along with co-defendants, for $64 million in losses to the
$64 million in losses to the PPP program. So her and her husband were part of a conspiracy, which basically shows that they've helped businesses get the PPP loan fraudulently. Wow.
federal government. for helping themselves and others get PPP loans using falsified financial paperwork. Despite the size of the fraud, the judge sentenced her to less time than prosecutors requested.
Are you able to make a comment here about the sentence?
The lead government attorney had no comment outside the courtroom. They still must go through sentencing with Rice, scheduled for next month. The couple has a 1-year-old baby.
I'm just trying to be a great father and trying to support my wife the best I can.
Hockridge's attorney asked the judge to let her remain out of custody on an ankle monitor until the judge can determine whether he'll stagger prison sentences for the husband and wife, so at least one parent is available to care for their child. At the same time, Hockridge's attorney plans to file an immediate appeal.
So that Ms. Hockridge will have the time to go to the appellate court, explain the issues that she thinks went wrong in the course of the government's investigation here and the trial in this case. And the judge recognized that she should at least give it enough time to file those motions before he makes a decision about remanding her to custody.
If neither of these efforts by Hockridge's attorneys works, then she will have to report for prison by December 30th of this year. In Fort Worth, Texas, I'm senior investigator Melissa Blasius, ABC 15, Arizona.
So that is kind of crazy because a lot of people were involved in these PPP loan scams. There were people helping. There were people getting the loan. There were people falsifying documents. Like, it's a whole, ordeal with this. And I know a lot of people last year were talking about the PPP warrant list because they were saying that they are going to crack down on people who got the PPP loan. Unfortunately, they really began trying to tackle these people. So there is not a physical warrant list, but they have names of people who they want to get that they believe have done the PPP loan fraudulently. So if you are on the PPP loan list, basically they have the list and they know who they're going after. It's not a physical list for the public.
To check the real status of your loans, let me tell you why. Many of the PPP lenders, now the PPP loan was supposed to be forgiven, right? And it has been forgiven, but some lenders went underwater, went out of business, they closed shop, and a lot of these borrowers were left hanging.
So a lot of the lenders went out of business that did these PPP loans and EIDL loans. So with that, a lot of people don't know if they are on, if their loan has been repaid. So this person, I found this video and I was looking at it, and it's basically sharing how to find out if you have your loan forgiven. If you haven't received notice and you just don't know,
couldn't reach them to apply for their forgiveness. And what happened in turn is that some PPP loans have never actually been forgiven, and many of the borrowers that took these loans out don't even know. So the only way you'll know and you'll get the most accurate information is creating an account on SBA.gov website using your social security number, and you can see any of your loans that you received during the pandemic, if they have been forgiven, if they have been written off, because you can still dispute it. It's not like it's over and done. If your PPP loan was supposed to be forgiven, you've submitted documents to your lender and it has not, you can dispute it and you can still get it fixed, because it may creep up on you. Maybe your bank account gets garnished, your paycheck gets garnished. Because this is a federal debt and federal debt does not go away, it will come back to haunt you at some point in time. So get that taken care of right now. This is super, super important, all right?
yeah, so basically you want to make sure your loan was forgiven, because if your loan wasn't forgiven, there could be some trouble down the line. And these loans, for the people who were qualified, they are supposed to be forgiven. For the most part, there was some shady activities of some individuals, but most people that were supposed to get them are getting them forgiven the way they were intended. So this is, a situation that people have to be, pay close attention to. Make sure your loan is forgiven, and not just you don't have the information to confirm and close out the loan, because some people are getting contacted, and the best thing to do, because it may not be you, it may be the lender that is out of business now, but you want to use this to make sure that your loan is forgiven. So let me know, did you have your loan forgiven? Did you get a PPP loan? Do you know someone who received the PPP loan? Let me know in the comments, because the PPP loan is not over. Like, there is still a lot of activity going on due to the PPP loan. People are still, getting found out. People still need to have their loans forgiven. It's not done yet, even though it was in 2020 during the pandemic time. So make sure you get your loan forgiven. If that's you, join me in the comments and let me know what you think about this whole thing. And people are still getting caught for fraud at this time. And I will see you in the next video.